I call her Micaiah now.
Oh boy.
All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, on the internets. Oh, I didn't turn my music on. Hold on, for everybody else to hear. If you're in roll 20, there's music. Huh?
Hello.
Oh god, I have to open all that.
Lauren inspired me. I had to do a
I can't hear you now.
Can't-
I don't know
we're
what
not hearing you.
happened, but
Can't hear me.
nope.
Oh no.
Nope. I can hear a fan, but I don't know whose it is.
How
about now? Can you hear me now?
No.
No.
They're lost in space.
Can anybody else hear the fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the woodpecker noise you're talking about.
It's gonna be Peg.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to.
Damn it, Becky.
Nope, it's not her. Oops, she has to
Damn
unmute
it,
herself
Bobby.
now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yep,
Okay.
there you go.
I don't know what happened there.
Can we try like individual muting to see who it is? Sounds like a. Oh, who just muted? The Lauren?
Nobody.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah,
It's who?
I can't hear you
Actually,
now, but yeah.
I
it's-
hear.
I
still
hear
hear
the
it.
noise.
Yeah, so I can hear what you're hearing on your end, Lauren.
I still
It
hear
went
it even though
away
she's muted.
when you had your headphones. Remember when you had your headphones last time? It went away when Kevin fixed it. Your headset. Sorry, your headset, not your headphones. I can't hear you. You muted yourself.
But I do hear like a clicking.
Yeah, I hear it too.
I can't hear that.
Are you sure it's not Micaiah's fan, the ceiling fan up top?
No,
Okay,
she's
muted
muted.
now.
too.
Oh,
All right,
I
she's
muted
muted.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the four of us between Cuba, me, Rachel, and you, we all need to mute one at a time.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'll go right now. Hold on.
Where's your headset, Lauren?
And no change.
What did you say?
Your headset. Your headset.
It was too big. I think I have to exchange it.
Oh, all right.
I can try it again though, if you want.
I just
If
don't.
it'll work.
Yeah, I don't know why I can hear the feedback on your end. Pretty loud.
I don't know either. Because it's the same jack. I'll just try them and see. Just get started and I'll try.
Hi, Carl Raven. Hi, Baby Punching Tacos. Nice to see ya.
Tacos.
Tacos.
I had tacos
Me
for
and Lauren.
dinner.
Me and Lauren have the complete different problem. Hers is too big, and mine, like, I feel like they're scrunching on my huge ass skull.
Flop them.
Feels like it's slowly choking me out. It's got like a grip or like a choke around my head.
We're just making our way through the typical audio difficulties that seem to come with streaming online.
I just muted myself if one of you three want to try.
I'll mute myself. I still heard it. Did you?
Yeah.
Very
My
nice.
turn.
Alright.
Yep, still hear it.
I don't know. We all muted ourselves. We have no idea where it came from.
It must be coming from my end.
It's from inside the house.
But I don't hear it. But there's no clicking going on over here. Hold on. Let me see.
Baby Punching
Yeah.
Tacos made shrimp tacos for dinner.
That's it, Izzy.
That's
it
like
immediately
cannibalism.
stopped.
Yep.
All right. So
It's like something on the table vibrating, the fan vibrating something.
Lauren, poor Abaddon. Oh god, she's invisible. She's like,
Still there?
Oh, I wanna eat the rich shirt. That's a good shirt.
What does the clicking sound like?
Sounds like an old fan.
like a machine gun.
I was gonna say, has anyone?
if there was two different opposite ends of a spectrum, old fan and machine gun.
I was gonna
Is it
say,
gone?
anyone ever put a bicycle playing card in their spoke
Yeah.
with a clothespin?
Oh,
Yep.
all right, yeah.
Really? There's nothing happening like that on this end. That's really weird.
Is
Is it
it your the laptop?
My laptop fan just kind of sounds like a loud fan. It's just like shh. It's probably what you guys are hearing normally.
I actually don't hear the clicking anymore.
No, I think it's
Yeah, the clicking stopped.
Okay, I'll take it.
Sometimes that kind of a thing happens at my
Sometimes you
house.
do nothing and it just fixes itself.
Well, have you ever heard like just you'll be in your house in a room somewhere and you'll just hear like the wind squeaking something. So like I'll just jump up and down in the kitchen just like a couple times and like bounce things around, and then suddenly the squeaking stops. So it happens.
All right, are you unmuted, Lauren?
Oh wait, is the music on here?
Okay, because I can't hear it now. So
No,
Me?
there's
yeah,
no music
you're
in
good. You're
Skype.
good now, Lauren. Abaddon, you're good.
Cuba, your head on the chat and the Twitch chat looks so round.
All right.
Be nice.
I think he means good.
At least I haven't. Say mine's round too, so we're the Roundhead Club.
Oh my
My
god.
kid's still not asleep.
First.
No, I think he's got a load in there that needs to come out. So all right. So
He's wide awake.
yeah, he needs to go to the bathroom. If you go in there, you can smell it. Our 4-year-old needs to go take a shit before he goes to sleep.
Don't we all?
I was gonna say guilty as charged.
Okay, so thanks everybody for tuning in as we talk about our children's poop schedules. We're running Tyranny of Dragons. I'm Izzy the DM. Yeah. So thanks to all of our subscribers and followers. We are only three followers away from our 100 follower goal. And when we hit that point, we are going to be giving away a $30 gift card to cozygamer.com, where she makes her very own dice, and they're beautiful and wonderful. And if I switch over to the other scene, you should probably be able to see. I'll pull up my Instagram thingy here to show you just an example of these gorgeous metal dice, these ones here. She sells the metal ones for like $32. So the gift cards for $30. It will be available, or people who are followers or subscribers will be able to enter to win. And as soon as we hit that, the next session that we have, we will we'll do the giveaway. Let's say a big thank you to our community streams, Nat Awesome, who plays every other Sunday at 5:30 Pacific, and she also does some like world building. We've got Raging Rolls. I'll be guest playing on their channel on Thursday morning Eastern time, 6 a.m., 8 p.m. I believe Australian time. I'd have to double check.
I'll be up at 6 a.m.
I mean, I usually am, just not by choice. DM the Mark Knight, who plays 6 games a week with his homebrewed world, the Loophole King, which is a sister stream to DM the Mark Knight. I think they play on Sundays. It's the same world as the Mark Knight. Oradin. Lord Nikto, who's actually streaming right now. He's playing Days Gone, right? Is that the name of it? Days Gone, the zombie one. And that
I remember seeing that's like where like you're chased by like hordes of zombies, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And his community is really fun. I usually just like leave it up and chat with them because they've got really fun stuff going on over there. And I had one more. Oh, and Dreaded GM. How can I forget? Also out of Australia. That's pretty much where I met everybody. They do a lot of D&D 5 or 6 days a week. And so they're awesome to hang out at their channel as well and give a lot of support to like the smaller streams. And they hit 400 followers today. So that was really fun. They do
So
wonderful
is that
raids.
the dude who's supposed to dab?
No, that's the Mark Knight.
Okay.
He's down in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, I think. He's on the East Coast. Dreaded GM's in Australia, and I'm sure he
Gotcha.
would dab as many times as anybody wanted him to. So we have added some new things. Bits, Phil, the party inspiration counter thingy mabob right there, and so when we get the bits and we hit 100%, the whole party will get inspiration. Oh, hey, Cheddar Cheese. Thanks for joining us. I think I saw you over at Lord Nikto's, actually. I could be wrong. What else are they saying? Oh, and we also have sound alerts. Oh, hey, William. Gotta feed that, Lenny. You guys all just...
I was gonna say, thanks for the follow. What was it? Cheddar Cheese?
Yeah, Cheddar Cheese, which is an awesome name.
Cheddar Bob.
So we've got the sound alerts. Subscribers have a bunch of sounds that are free. They're kind of like ambient sounds, like monster sounds or like campfire or whatever. And then others you can play with bits, which again will increase that party inspiration thing. And everything that we get goes back into the stream, and we'll probably do a charity stream at some point, but I got to figure that out. And one final announcement, Erdnot is going to be one-shot DMing on Saturday. He's very nervous about it, so any love that you can give him and support in the chat would be
I have a good
greatly
stress
appreciated.
picture that I'll post in the Discord.
He's very stressed out about the whole ordeal, and I've had to
Ty is gonna
to
mail him meat
pep-
on a stick.
pep
Don't
yell
you
at him.
worry, he's gonna be happy as a lamb.
It'll be fine.
Hey, don't mess it up.
Don't fuck
Don't
up.
fuck it up.
So yeah, I think that's all we've
Gonna
got.
do great.
Yeah, it will be fine. You'll do great. He's stressing out.
I'll either fuck it up and everybody dies, or I don't fuck it up and everybody dies.
Or we just break you. Or we just break the game on you. And you have to kill us.
Either
It's a
or.
one shot. It's okay. It's
One way
learning.
or another, it's gonna be fun.
Not everybody jumps into doing a 2-year-long campaign on their first try.
It's not gonna look as pretty because I don't have all the DM access. Of
Well, and you
bells
won't let me help
whistles,
him, so there's that.
No.
I've only been
There
doing
it
this
is.
for like 4 months now, but that's okay. Okay, so let's.
You'll see the map if I let you help me.
I know how to not what's the word I'm looking for? Metagame.
Metagame.
All right. Let me know if that music is too loud in the chat, but if not, I'm gonna roll with it, and we'll start.
Real quick question. I'm not chewing into the mic like loud, am I? When I'm eating? All right, cool. I just want to make sure I'm not like yum 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 yum. That's all. I just want to be a jerk.
Music sounds kind of low, actually.
In Roll20, I think do you have the ability to change it on your end?
No, I'm talking about on the stream.
Oh, okay. I don't want it to be too loud.
Oh, never mind. Baby Punch and Taco. I have both
Hey, Enigma.
things like.
Thanks for
echoed.
popping
Uh,
over.
I'll go with his opinion.
Okay. All right. So thank you for coming and dropping in. We're actually just about to start, so at least you'll see the recap, hear the recap. All right, so we rejoined the Bums of Greenest just a few hours after your arrival at the Carnath Roadhouse. Entering through the front gate into the open courtyard, you found yourselves following Ardrid to the second floor of your cramped quarters. The small rooms hold bunks for 4 and wooden trunks for storing gear, while the laborers you transported, including several cultists of the dragon, unload the wagons into a storeroom at the direction of a burly half-orc named Bogluck. You recall that this individual was referenced by name in the letter Issa swiped from a cultist back in the outskirts of Waterdeep. After a quick conversation in one of the rooms, your halfling companion left you all to discuss your plans before dinner across the courtyard. So, it is about like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the 15th of the drawing down. You guys are in, let me switch your map here. There isn't much to see, but, oops, hold on, I gotta move you. Oh my god, gotta move you. Okay. So there isn't much to see, you're in your room.
Nothing at all, since I just seem like this. I gotta.
You see anything? Should be able to see your token. Can anybody see anything?
No,
I
I'm
see
gonna
only
try and
my token, but
refresh.
most of the screen is black.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. You're in a room.
Well, that's okay for me because Arik was taking a nap anyways. So that's exactly what I would see.
You can't see the other tokens in the room? Oh, everybody's resetting.
I couldn't know. I tried refreshing.
No, I just got a black screen. Oh wait, never mind. Found them. You just gotta search.
Yeah,
around.
kind of scroll out and then so that you can see the whole thing.
Is there like
I see.
a baseline going on here? Is that in Roll20 or is that something else?
That is
Oh,
the
oh
music.
yeah. Music just all of a sudden. Is that twisted?
Yes.
Okay. I have music again.
Yes, I put the music on for you guys in Roll20
Okay.
so that you could have some kind of.
What's on the screen on the stream on my roll 20? I see like something really different.
So we alright. I have us just in the room, like the vision
Yep.
is all cut off. Alright, cool. I just had to refresh it a couple times. So,
All right, so you guys are in the room. This is essentially. This is part of the reason why having no visuals is sometimes better too. So, what are you doing?
Quick question, DM. What time were we supposed to meet them in the mess hall?
So you're gonna want to meet them for dinner time. So right now, you can hear in like the adjacent room to the north that there are some other guards, from what you can tell, kind of settling in. Outside, you can hear Bogluck directing the laborers to, put those crates over there and move these over here and bring those into the storeroom. So you can hear a lot of hustle and bustle out there in the courtyard. It is an open air courtyard, and it's cold out there with some crappy weather that had been following you on your way to the roadhouse, although not quite as Not quite as bad as it had been before you got within sight of the mirror, but still whipping winds outside of the walls.
Oh, what was this? There's some sort of discussion of Eckhart, Erdnot, and I think just kind of hanging back. Micaiah was gonna be some sort of pet for Abaddon, and Vidania was supposed to lay low because she has someone else's face. So I believe that was the plan that they discussed in the room before we started playing.
You are correct, darling.
I think it'd be best if Erdnot, Arik, and Vidania aren't the ones, mingling, so that the least amount of people that see them, less of a chance of them being recognized.
I agree. So I can wild shape into a monkey, and that will give me like a tiny monkey, and Abaddon has the bag of holding, which technically, creatures can go in that. Am I correct, DM? In thinking that short time.
It is not recommended. You can,
Not recommended,
you can
but,
survive.
Well, I'm sure Abaddon can carry some other kind of bag or something,
We need
her.
the monkey jack.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, like a monkey like that, and then I could be real stealthy and also great sleight of hand. So if I try to swipe something, maybe get some evidence.
How long can you stay in your wild shape?
I can stay in my wild shape. Let me just double check, but I believe that's 2 hours. Let me make sure.
Micaiah, is it anything that any creature that you've seen, or is it certain stuff?
So as an action, okay, so here's what it says.
Combination.
As an action, I can magically assume the shape of a beast that I've seen before twice per short rest. I can stay in B shape for 2 hours before reverting back to my normal form, or as a bonus action, I can do it sooner if I'd like. So I'd have 2 hours in that form as a monkey to try to investigate, perhaps swipe an item or items.
DM, would we have seen the space between any of the boards enough to know what kind of creature would fit in between them on the crates?
The crates look pretty solid. Like the crates themselves are pretty well made, especially because they had to make that journey in such bad weather.
Ooh, like watertight?
Not quite watertight, but they were definitely covered by tarp, and they were there's no noticeable gaps. They're pretty well sealed.
Do they have a lid on them? Like a locked lid, or is it... How do you get in and out of them?
So it's a combination of things that you saw. It's barrels, crates, sacks. There isn't one particular type of item. That it's just a bunch of goods that are being transported. Some things are wide open, like big furniture or art pieces. Some of them they're all maybe out in the elements with just a covering over them. So it depends on what you're looking to get into, but you would have gotten the impression over the past 2 months and then on this latest journey that they don't want people just happening to see what's inside. So they're pretty solidly solidly built crates.
My suggestion would be to save that wild shape until we see a time when either the leader or what was the dwarf's name?
Braxton.
Braxton.
He didn't come with you.
He didn't come.
No. So
Braxton
Wexler.
didn't come.
No, Wexler from the Caster's Shadow. He was there along with Philok and a new person whose name I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was, with an F, I think. Could be wrong.
Finian?
No, so Finian was there, but he had switched from being a guard to a laborer. So, Yasha was the other guard who joined, who also was wearing the Caster's Shadow. There were several other guards too, but these were the people whose names you knew. Minxie, Cormina, Hasid, Finian, Asbara were laborers, and then Wexler, Philok, and Yasha from Caster's Shadow were guards. Braxton did not come with you. You lost sight of him north of Waterdeep.
My thoughts were we should wait until we see someone important, that way you can follow them and try and find out where they keep their important things, or see if you can overhear something.
I agree. Not thinking that their crates would be so tight. So, yeah, we should definitely save that. Zan 20.
So do we go out of the room and go to dinner? Is that what we're supposed to do right now?
You're asking me?
I
You
Yeah,
guys can do whatever. It's your game.
You would just hear from over from the bed. You just hear.
You can do whatever.
Sleep
Uh,
apnea.
I think I do want to go visit Baloo. Anyway.
Okay. So Abaddon, you're leaving the room?
Yeah.
Alright. Anyone else?
I think Zan's gonna kind of sneak around, just kind of seeing people, if anyone has like a routine, if they're looking around, just kind of trying to get a lay of the layout of the place.
Okay. Alright, so Abaddon and Zan, you head out of the room, and I'll shift you guys out of there on roll 20 so that you can move around. I'll just open the door, actually. There's no dynamic lighting here. Where did it go?
Bloop. Gone.
What happened? Oh, and
Yeah, I only see my token now.
Alright, well, you know what? I'm getting rid of this advanced lighting, because fuck it. There's nothing.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Sorry.
We see. Oh.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know what happened to, like, my dynamic lighting. Now it's there for some reason. But it doesn't really matter because you can see everything. So, so yeah, Abaddon, Zan, you head out. Looking over this balcony here, as you walk out of the room, it does get like noticeably colder. It's not super warm in your rooms necessarily, but with the wind kind of flowing through this open courtyard, what you see is a lot of, there's probably a good like 50 to 60 people in this area at this moment, just kind of like moving through. You see Bog Luck is actually on the first floor down here. There's a door. I don't know if you can see where I'm clicking, but he's standing about like right here, directing some laborers to go through this door that's on the first floor. You guys are on the second, you're viewing the second floor at the moment. And over here you do see some stairs that lead up, and you do watch laborers and guards who are starting to kind of walk up those stairs to go up into the kitchen, what you had been directed to as the kitchen. So Abaddon, heading down to the first floor, you would see that, like if I move your token here over to this side, down here on the first floor, there's like a little well here for gathering water built in, and the horses are to the south in the stables, so you would be able to go and check on Balu. Zan, make a stealth check. Not so much that you're trying to hide, because you just, like, you're a guard, you wouldn't be able to hide.
Just trying to blend.
Yeah. 15. So you just kind of meander about and take in the sights and sounds. You notice Bog Luck again standing as you go down onto the first floor. So actually I'll start on the second floor here. So when you look up at this way, you do notice Wexler and Philok and Yasha all come out from this room. It looks like they were just getting settled, and they start to walk down. They head down to the first floor here, and head over towards the kitchen. On the first floor, as you're walking around, I'll just shift you over here too. You can see that the laborers are set up on these side rooms here. You do notice Finian and Hasid seem to like go into this room, while Minxie and Cormina come in here. And then the rest are just other laborers coming and going from here. It's very busy right now as they're unloading everything. Bog Luck stands right about here, and this doorway that leads into this storeroom. You just watch he seems to like pay attention to different crates and then direct some laborers into this room, while sending others over to like send crates over here, or just like tuck them along the side, or just even in the middle of the area here.
Do I notice a difference between the crates that he's having them brought into the room versus put in the corner?
Roll a perception check.
9.
You can't really see any particular difference. You feel like you might have recognized like one of the crates once, but you're like, oh, I mean, all crates kind of look the same though, so you can't really be sure if there's anything. You don't notice any patterns or anything in particular about them. But every once in a while, as you're watching and being discreet about it, you do feel like, hey, wasn't that crate in the caravan on our way from Baldur's Gate? Maybe. Not quite sure. Anyone else doing anything in between?
I'm still sleeping unless somebody wakes me up when we go do something.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still just laying low.
All right. So you guys are kind of hanging out in here. So Ardred, who was the head of the guards, who led you guys all to the Carnath Roadhouse, you start to hear like banging on doors, and you hear him kind of coming down this hallway. It's not really a hallway, this balcony, and he's like, dinner's being served, and he bangs on a door. dinner's being served in the kitchen. Let's go, get your meal while it's hot. And he does the same, and he comes through and bangs on the doors of your rooms and just keeps on walking as he goes through. So it's about like 6 o'clock, 5:30, that time. Abaddon, Baloo is being well taken care of, and in the stables you do see that there are 3 stable boys. Actually, there's two boys and a girl, I believe. It's hard to tell, they're so dirty and they're pretty young. But you see 3 stable hands who are, actually there's 4 of them, sorry. 4. 2 girls, 2 boys who are taking care of the animals. And
Like children, kind of young.
Like 12-ish, yeah, like young.
The tweens.
Don't sound so disappointed.
Hey,
Abaddon.
thank you.
Well, she
I
she
wanted-
heard there's a couple of stable
Stable
boys.
boys.
She's like,
I wanted stable men.
No, not like the Princess
A bodice
Bride.
ripper. Oh.
Like children.
Once we
Yay!
We just
We
hit
hit-
100 followers.
We hit 100 followers. Thank you
Did
so
we?
much. Yay!
hooray!
Woohoo.
this is over the edge. Shout 'em out.
We'll be doing our we'll do our giveaway on Saturday during the one shot. Even more pressure. I can win that though, don't worry. Thank you so much for following. Hopefully you enjoy. Sorry, I got distracted. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, once I'm within 30 feet, I'm just gonna kind of fill everyone in what I've seen with using the silent quiver.
Okay. So we'll say you kind of like hang out like right underneath the room a little bit, and you might not be able to get Abaddon, but you can get the rest of the group. But yeah, Abaddon, your horses are all being well taken care of by these kids, who seem very skilled and understanding of what they're doing for being so young.
My heart feels better.
Let me just look at my stables. Notes here. Yeah. It kind of looks like almost like the most comfortable area in this whole compound as well. Like it's a little bit warmer, especially because of the body heat from the horses. And straw beds, and you can tell, like, as you're kind of like petting Baloo and watching the kids running around and mucking the stalls and all of the stuff that they do, you can see like the areas where they sleep. So they stay in the stables with the horses the whole time.
So they smell like horses.
Well, the entire stable here, yes, definitely smells of horse. And Abaddon, make a perception check for me as well.
It's a 6.
Okay. So you just noticed these kids running around and working really hard, but they don't seem to be paying too much attention to you, as far as you can tell, and you're paying more attention to Baloo anyway.
These kids aren't afraid that like the devil just walked into the stables.
Nope.
Them kids have seen some shit then.
My kind of kids.
And she eats their souls.
All right, so what you doing?
So we're like assuming we should go to the mess hall. That's this thing over here, right?
Yeah, it's across the way
This
from you
room?
on the second. Yeah, so it's over there. Zan, you do start to see the labor slowing down, and people starting to head up in there. I mean, not all of them are going to fit in there, so it seems like what you can tell as you're sitting there watching, it does appear that the laborers that have come now are there to relieve the current laborers that have been there for however long, like whatever this shift is. So it seems as though the ones who are just arriving, like this is supposed to be their time to eat, as the ones who have been here are starting to like gather up their stuff, do the last bit of loading, and will probably get ready to go. Based off of what you hear people talking, like I can't wait to leave tomorrow morning, like they're getting ready to go.
Are we kind of the thought that the laborers are all cult members, or are they like kind of like the mercenary groups, like not part of the cult but just hired work? Is that the impression that we're getting from this, or?
So you've been inside the room this whole time?
Oh, right. I know nothing. Disregard that. I know nothing.
If you, like, so you guys are heading over to the kitchen, to the mess hall area?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat.
Alright, so everybody heads on over.
I elbow Arik. Get up!
Thank you.
This
Time
dude
to-
pounding on the door didn't wake you up.
Oh, I've got two that bum those. Kaya, I see you. Trying to be sneaky over there with no cam on you. Redeeming that bum those. I should have made that more expensive. So okay, so you guys head over. I've got some good bums coming up. So you guys head over. You do see that Bog Luck is still at the bottom there on that first floor, kind of directing some final crates into the storeroom. And Micaiah, as you're walking by, he drops his pen and he bends over, and you just can't help but look over at this big burly half orc. And as he bends over, and his pants a little bit too tight at the top, just when he bends over. And again, you just keep getting lucky with your glances and the timing of it, because although he's kind of got a little gut in the front, it must be that he does all that squatting to pick up all that heavy weight. And
Sadie's
you're like, ooh,
thick.
there you go. That's a perfect.
I know he ain't looking at me, but I just give his booty a big old wink. Oh, yes.
And the
Take
tight
that booty.
black pants that he is wearing, that kind of looks like it might be leather. Did you guys hear that, or was it just me?
I
No.
heard it.
Okay, great.
No.
No, I didn't hear it.
Well, we got some applause. So I also have another one I have to do, so we'll catch up on that one. That one might not be as nice, but and he takes like extra long because he just keeps like trying to grab the little pen twiddle that he's got, and it just can't. And you hear him start swearing to himself, and you're like, and then
It's like the classic. Like, oh no, Professor, I dropped my pencil in front of your desk. Oops. I just keep chasing it. Oh no. Like,
And he stands up and he like licks the end, or like dabs it on his tongue, and then keeps writing in his little ledger. And he looks up and he sees you looking, but he's like, "Enjoy dinner." And he keeps- So you guys head up as again they're still working, and as you're looking, you can. No, you wouldn't notice anything different. So you head up the stairs, and you hear some like raucous laughter and loud like talking and everything, and it's pretty decently full. It's mostly the group that you had traveled with, and Wexler and Philok and the other Costa Shadow are there. Minxie and Finian and Cormina. Everybody's there, but they're all just kind of getting food from over in this. Let me zoom in on the kitchen. I'll move you guys all over in here, just so you're there.
As I walk up the stairs, is the door open? Can I get one last look inside the room?
Yeah, make another perception check.
13.
So you can see it's definitely getting full of crates. You can't quite see much more than that. That there are laborers coming in and out of this room, but it looks like there's not all the crates that walk in here. You don't see them being left here, but you can't tell if they're being like put over in like a deeper corner. But it's a bigger room than what you can see through the doorway. You can definitely tell that. Oh, and one thing that you would have noticed, Micaiah, as you're looking at Bogluck's butt, is he has a set of keys just like hanging off of his belt.
Like a janitor.
Which is interesting, yeah, like a little bit like a jailer or janitor. Which is interesting because as far as you have seen, like none of your doors have any locks. Like all the doors that you have seen, all of the doors that go to your rooms and everything, there's no locks on those doors. But Zan, actually, as you were kind of walking around, you would have noticed that this room right here does have a lock on it.
And that's on the second floor,
on the second floor, right next to the rooms that you guys have.
Mhm.
All right, so you head up into the kitchen or in the mess hall area, and you see just a bunch of people chatting and talking. You can see Issa has just kind of like made herself at home over at one of the other tables, and she is chatting it up with a couple of people that you recognize, and one of them is actually Hasid, and he's talking and talking and talking, and she is just like very, very clearly like feeding into it. You can hear a little fan or something.
Other than his butt, would I know like what that half-orc's role is, like in all this? Is he just a laborer?
No, he's like in charge here. He's dressed different.
In charge of like this whole place.
Yeah, so when you guys came in, he was the one who directed all of the carts to go where they should be going. He is the one who has the sword by his side with the scabbard that is very similar to what you guys saw in the raiders in the cave when you annihilated those cultists in the entrance of the cave. He's directing everybody where to go, and he would have been introduced when you first got there as Bogluck, which is the name of on that letter.
Yes. Okay. So him being in charge wouldn't have been like a big surprise. Him having a bunch of keys.
No. Yeah.
Alright.
Not unheard of or anything. You just don't. You're not quite sure where those keys go because there's no other locks except the one that Zan saw on his door.
So I noticed that when I looked at his derriere.
Yeah, you saw the keys jangling, slapping against it.
Slapping against the leather.
So Micaiah would have shared that with the group. It would have just said like, does have some keys. I don't know if they'll be of any importance, but if so, I could try to swipe them stealthily if we need.
I'll use Zane uses quiver to let Micaiah know the only locked door I've seen is the one at the end of the balcony next to our room.
So you guys are in this kitchen area, and it's pretty loud in there. There's an area to kind of like get your own food, and you can see this cook who is pacing like back and forth to just make sure that the food is all set. It's this like grumpy looking human guy who he kind of looks like your stereotypical like roadhouse cook. He's got a big belly. He's got like definitely like a 6 o'clock shadow going on. His hair is a little bit like shaggy and kind of gross. And he's just kind of looking, and when people try to like come up too quickly, he's like, "Hey, let someone else have a turn." And you hear someone go, sorry, Pete. And they go sit down. Somebody who's been here longer, not one of the newbies. And he's like kind of standing vigil like over the food to make sure that people get a turn. He sees you guys come in. He's like, "Hurry up, come on. We ain't got all day."
Survey. Is it good or is it gruel?
It's like rations made better. Now that you guys kind of brought some fresher food with you, you can tell like people are starting to talk about like, you hear some people talk about how I really like it when the shift change happens, because that's when they bring the good stuff. We don't have to live off of the ration garbage. So it sounds like you got like better food for this first day because you brought it with you from the town.
Is there ale anywhere?
Yes. Yeah, there's definitely ale. It's not the best. It definitely is watered down a bit. It's got to last for a little while, so it tastes pretty gross.
Erdnot grabs an ale, does one of those like, and then like slowly spits it back into the cup things.
And you see Pete, the cook, he looks over at you and he gives it like, he kind of like narrows his eyes at you a little bit, like, "You got a problem?"
We don't have any problem. We have no problem. He's fine. If you had some meat on the stick though, it'd make everything better. Do you have any of that?
"Yeah, there's meat over there."
All right.
Use your eyes.
Grab one. Yeah, he's totally fine. He's totally fine. He just needs some meat, and then he'll just take that ale right down. It's fine.
Erdnot was about to tell the guy off, but Micaiah clearly ran interference on that.
He's like, "I couldn't give a shit. As long as he doesn't make a mess on my floor I gotta clean up. Use your eyes to go look at the meat. I don't have time to sit here answering questions." And he like folds his arms. And he starts like muttering to himself. He looks pretty miserable.
Oh, thank you, darling. And then she just like gives him a little wink, trying to make his day.
He doesn't
feel
look
better?
like his day is
Does it
made.
feel better?
No, he
Nothing?
kind of looks even more grumpy, like,
Wow. I think he needs some meat on the stick too. I'm just gonna hand him one and Ernie one at the same time. There you go.
he does not take it. He is just looking at you like,
Sucks, okay? And I don't want to know what his butt looks like, so I'm not spending any credits to find out. So
Arik is actually gonna take the meat, that meat that she offered to that guy, and he's gonna grab the cup from Erdnot, the one that he just spat in. I'm just gonna take them both and then just go sit down at a table.
and this is why he's my boyfriend. Y'all see this? What I'm talking about. We gonna wait
Keeper.
You see a couple of the people in the room, like the ones that look like laborers, are kind of like looking at you guys, like sheesh, and like eating, kind of like, don't make him mad. You hear someone, don't make him mad. He's our only cook. And someone else yells out like, we love you, Gristle Pete. And he just looks out at everybody and giving like dirty looks.
Grizzly Pete.
Bristle
Listen,
Pete.
I got it under control. It's fine.
Bristle.
Bristle, like with a G.
Bristle.
Like
Right.
the really gross, chewy part of a steak, Pete.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, DM, who's Minxie sitting with?
Minxie is sitting with Cormina, and then just like a couple of randos that you don't really know. That one who looks like they've been here for a little bit, and another one who you traveled with but didn't get to really talk to, just random. A halfling guy and another human guy too.
Is there any bulletin board or anything tacked up on the wall in this room?
No.
No.
You get the impression that like there's only really one thing to do here, and that is whatever Bogluck tells you to do. This isn't a stop off or anything that people go to. This is a very specific place that people travel to because they're building the road. They're rebuilding the road from Waterdeep to Neverwinter and Sea Hall. So there's no traveling really through here typically.
So have the guards been told what they're supposed to do next by the guy who hired us? Like,
No, you haven't been told. It was just
okay,
dinner time.
we just bring people up here and we don't know after that. Like, we don't.
Yeah, you just haven't been given any further instruction because it's time. Like, you got here, you were there
good.
to.
I'm actually glad you came out. It's bedtime.
We're just flying by the seat of our pants.
Actually, it's
That's all.
bedtime.
Yeah,
You
so
can put
you.
away your screen time. I was just about to go get you. You can put away your screen time, and
Okay.
I will let you go. As you asked.
We can
Makai,
hear
I don't think you're muted.
Oh, sorry.
you. Babies.
Everyone heard me say it. Oh, you might as well just say hi. Yep.
Hi.
Said everybody listens, guys.
That makes it
All right,
long.
go get Oreos. Bye. No. Bye.
It's like, get out of here.
Oops, sorry. I realized I was using that so long.
Yeah, so you just you got here. They kind of said, "Here, settle in," and now it's time to eat. But based off of like what's going on, you are here to relieve the people who were here. So further instruction will have to be given by Ardred.
Okay.
So as you're
Do we? I was gonna say, do we overhear any interesting conversations?
make a perception check.
All of us or just Erdnot?
Whoever's listening, whoever wants to make a roll, you can make a roll.
17.
Fair to say we all would.
It's just fun to
14.
roll dice.
12.
6.
Oh.
Arik, you are
Me too.
loving that food so much. It's been a while since you had like a really good like meal that was cooked in a kitchen. You guys have been traveling for so long. So you just
Drinking that beer that he spat in.
yeah.
Just
Mm.
not giving a shit.
It's just a
Don't get
mouthful of
stick-
backwash. It's all good.
Hey, Eric's drank worse. Don't worry about it.
So the
Somebody
rest
had to drink it. It's the reverse of real life. Usually, if I don't like a beer, Cuba drinks it. So
So the rest of you, you do hear Gristle Pete over there. So where you guys end up setting up, you're within like earshot of Issa, who she kind of gave you a little bit of a look like, you know, kind of like stay close, as she's talking to Hasid. And you do hear Gristle Pete as he's kind of mumbling to himself. He's like, don't get any sleep for all these critters under the floor banging and knocking and hissing and whispering at all hours. Can't get any sleep around here with these. You can hear him like angrily talking to himself, and he's like looking out at everybody and then like going and fixing the food setup, and still kind of yelling at people like every once in a while, like, hey, he hasn't had a turn yet, wait your turn. And then just like, no sleep around here, I'm not gonna be able to make it without any sleep. He's just pissed, but talking about how he doesn't get any sleep. You hear like critters under the floors banging or knocking and hissing all hours of the night. He just keeps kind of like saying it to himself, like he's extremely tired and just has this one thought just going through his head over and over again.
Am I the only one that didn't hear that?
Yes.
Damn. Okay.
The rest of us that heard that, I'm sure, give each other intrigued looks.
Yeah, and you look over and you can see Issa like talking with Hasid, who is still going. He's like, yeah, and then we went to Waterdeep, and it was really great. I ended up going to this tavern there, and I found this really great mead, and I can't remember the name of it, but it tasted like a little bit like sunflowers and also roses and also some like bacon mixed in, but also maybe some honey syrup, and then maybe also
Bacon
some, and he's just like talking, and she's like, oh yeah, no, that's wonderful. But she's actually you can tell she's listening to Pete as well, and so when he's talking, she kind of keeps making eyes over at you guys and then kind of looking at him, not Hasid but Pete. But she's like engaged with Hasid, like you would never know that she's not listening to a word that he's saying. But she keeps looking at you guys and then kind of looking over at Pete as he's talking about how tired he is. And at a certain point, he turns around to fix the platter, and Arik, because you weren't really paying attention to what he was saying, you look and he slightly bends, and you just get this view of his shirt like lifting up above, and this human guy, a little bit bigger than probably he should be, just this large, almost like his whole butt comes out of the pants. You like, and you get that look of all the hair that's coming up on the side, and it kind of like almost like branches up a little bit before he kind of like lifts it from his pants from the bottom and pulls it up like that shimmy, and you just take another like bigger swig of that ale, because it was just bad timing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kill the rest of it, and if anybody else on the table has one, I'm gonna take that one too and do the same. Because
do that.
I'm just gonna look up and be like, it's always the bad asses, the gross asses.
So now I've done both of the dat bumdos. They can be cleared out.
So, DM,
Yes.
is Micaiah able to see any like holes in the floor or any like small spaces of crevices?
Let's see, what would be a good roll for that? You can make a perception check since you're looking around.
Alright. Oh, shit balls. 8.
The rolls are not on our side today.
I know.
As you're looking and like trying to pay attention to what he's saying, and you're looking at the floor and trying to see. You don't see any like light coming up from any cracks in the floor. I mean, you're pretty sure that this building, it looks like it's pretty old, so there's got to be something somewhere, but you can't see any weak spots to, if you're looking to go down underneath this room. Not from where you're at, not from here, maybe elsewhere.
I'm just gonna like converse with my group here and just say like, you know, if relay what hearing about the critters making noises at all hours of the night and whatnot, and suggest maybe if somebody wants to try to be stealthy, bring me on a little trip. If they can find a crack or crevice, I can turn into some kind of small creature and try to get in, at least see what's going on down there.
The best bet would be to find out where Gristle Pete sleeps.
I was just gonna say, maybe we should talk to him. Get
Great idea.
A little more info.
Great idea. Yes.
So he's already mad at me. I ain't talking to him.
Perhaps one of our party members who is good at talking.
Hey, I'm good at talking. I have persuasion.
Well,
+2.
I've got pretty high charisma.
But intimidation is +5.
my persuasion's a +5. I can give it a shot unless Abaddon wants to.
Go for it.
Shit. I guess I'll go up and I'll go. Is where the beer is over him? Is he pouring them like draft style or something, or?
No, it's kind of like just a barrel that you can. Oh wow! Thank you so much, Try to GM. Subscribe. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Hey!
Yay! No, it's just a barrel self-serve. He keeps coming over and just like kind of checking on it to make sure it's good, and then also if people start again, he's being very strict about the food and like rationing it for everybody. So, and same thing with the ale. So he keeps shifting over, so you could choose an opportune time where he's heading over there to make sure people aren't stealing more ale than they should be.
Yeah, I'll go over and I'll ask him what the allowance is for the rations of per day per people. I guess I'll walk over and I'll say, how many ales per guard are allowed for dinner?
And he looks over, he looks you up and down. He's like, I'll let you have 2. You want 2?
I'll take 2. How
So
about,
one more then.
One more. Well, how about one more since my friend over there, I drank his. He's spatting it.
He looks over
That's how
I
and
good
didn't
this is.
spit it.
This is how good this
It
is.
just dribbled out.
Hey, where I come from, that's spit, pal.
he looks over at thank you so much. He looks over at Erdnot, who dribbled the ale out of his mouth. He's like, he can come get it himself.
The ugly one's kind of shy. You said something about not being able to sleep at night. If you got mice or rats or something, some kind of infestation problem.
He's like, well, I don't hear it every night, just every now and then. As soon as you all get done eating, I'm gonna clear you all out and roll out my bedroll.
You hear it in the floor or in the walls?
No, it's down from down below. Now that I'm thinking about it, it only happens for a few nights after a load gets dropped off. But either way, not looking forward to it tonight. Keeps me up.
Well, it's probably just rats or something. Good luck to you. Hopefully you get some sleep.
Yeah, I will once you
just
all
gonna
leave.
Fair enough. I just walk away.
Sorry.
At least he didn't yell at me. And I'll relay that to everybody else. That apparently it's on nights where loads get delivered. And I was trying to figure out I heard that. Whoever snickered, I heard that.
When loads get dropped. Dropping a load.
They just
Like my
get
4-year-old.
sent in. Just sent in. Yeah, whenever there's a delivery of some kind, it seems like there's he hears noises, some kind of scrabbling.
So
underneath the
obviously,
floor of
there's
the-
live creatures being transferred here.
Did you
To me-
ask him how to get to the lower level?
Is
No,
dinner
it
done?
said it was underneath the floor,
Yeah.
which sounded
It's
a
not-
little.
It's not quite done, but people like you can see that people are starting to like speed up a little bit as wait, I need to turn my music down so we can hear the sound effects. As he starts to like look out, he's looking and almost like starting to clean up a little bit, and people are like speeding up how they're eating because it looks like Bristle Pete is ready for everyone to be done eating.
Okay. I'm gonna say to my compatriots, we should save this conversation for a private area.
And who rolled a 17 on perception? Who was that?
I did.
Okay. So Erdnot, you actually also notice that you kind of like have been paying attention to them, obviously. So you look over at the table where Wexler, Philok, and Yasha are sitting, and you do see Philok looking. She seems to be like very interested in what Issa is doing, but just kind of like giving her not overt stink eye, but like if you could read her mind, she just keeps like looking over at her. And you also do see every once in a while it appears that Wexler is looking over at you. Not with like the squinty eyes, like who's that, but just kind of like looking over, and then he'll like go back to whatever he's doing and then kind of like look over at you. Make an insight check.
At
He's
me
looking at-
specifically, or you
Yeah.
as
You
in
or
like
not.
the group?
You specifically.
Okay. You said insight.
Yes. Good night, babies.
19.
19. Is that what you said? So
It says 2.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has +3 to insight for Erdnot.
Oh, why is it not giving me a 20? Why is it not doing the math for me?
At least that's
it
what
does if you
that's what
if
it
you
says.
hover if you hover over it, hover over the 22, it'll show you.
yeah, it says it. That's 22.
It shows the formula.
Oh, I wasn't even looking at. I was looking at on D&D Beyond.
Oh.
It apparently doesn't. It just rolls the dice. It doesn't do the math for my non-math wanting to do brain. Okay, so yeah,
Smooth
22.
brain. That's all.
Yeah, so you look over, and as you're watching him, and I mean, you're not being like overtly staring at him, unless you are. Actually, I won't presume that you're not overtly staring at him. But when he looks over at you, you get the impression that it's almost like he's trying to determine if he recognizes you or not. But he hasn't quite come to a conclusion yet. So, Wexler is paying attention to you. And Philok is
Has
paying
he-
attention to Issa.
Has he just started paying attention like now, or has he done it over the last 10 days?
You guys weren't like super close for the 10 days. Like the weather was pretty bad. You didn't spend a lot of time not huddled up in your cloaks and everything. You didn't look during that time, so you're just noticing this now.
Do I notice if Issa has noticed Philok at all?
Looking over at Issa, you can see she was paying attention to what Arik was doing with Gristle Pete. And at a certain point, you do see, as you guys are finishing up your meal, you hear, as Issa's talking to Hasid, you just hear this offhand comment that she makes where she's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't make a habit of facing foes head on, if you know what I mean. I'm more of a, stabby, backy type person. And when she says that, you paying attention to Philok, you see her face kind of change a little bit. She's been listening, and she just kind of like, there's a change in her expression, and then she looks over at Wexler and she does a little like whisper to him, and you see him look over at Issa too. And then they are like one of the first groups of people to leave the kitchen area as people start to clear out, and you hear Gristle Pete go, "Dinner's done! Go, go, go!" And he's like, "Go, go, go! Get out! Get out!" Sorry.
We get up, I whisper to Zan.
The dog goes back to sleep.
What?
The dog is looking at me.
Oh.
Like, yes?
Yeah, as we get up, I whisper to Zan to like use his magic quiver and just be like, it's like, tell the halfling that the Kathja shadow seems to be onto her. With your magic quiver.
Zan uses his quiver to tell Issa that the Kathja shadow seems to be watching her.
You don't see any expression like shift on her face as she just continues talking to Hasid. But message is sent.
I'll before we go, I'll raise, just to kind of try to take the attention off of her. I'll stand and I'll raise my last bit of the ale, and I'll say, to everyone's favorite cook, my new favorite cook, my new best friend, Gristle Pete, and then just down the rest of that shitty ale.
You see it like one or two of the new people that traveled with you. They're like, here, here, and Gristle Pete is like, get out! It's done! Dinner's done! Get out! And the people who've been here for a while, like they like shuffled out like really quick. Some grabbed like a couple of extra things.
Oh, come on, Pete. Don't be like that. Come on.
And he like gets all huffy and he's like, I swear to Tempest, get out! And he's like yelling at everyone, and people are
Well, we
shuffling
just
out.
love your ale and your food. It's a compliment to you, sir.
This time Erdnot grabs her, puts his arm around her,
I
and
was
says,
gonna say,
is
that's
that,
so sweet.
Oh, Ernie, come on. Why
I
did
think
you...
it's time that we should head on out, my friend. Let's go.
Oh, all right, okay.
And Issa,
Erdnot also grabs a half-eaten chunk of meat off of someone's plate who ran out too quick before finishing dinner.
so yeah, you see. Oh, go ahead.
Eric's gonna reach over and pluck that out of Erdnot's hand, put it in his mouth for a second, and then hand it back. Just to be a dick.
He takes it and eats it.
So
Nice. Okay. Now we're really bros.
bros. You shared spit. That's what bros do. So
real friend swap spit.
yeah.
Yeah, Liz.
Hey.
Everyone in the chat is like
I know everyone has exclamation points that just went up. What?
All right, so Issa kind of follows along with she follows along. She follows afterwards. After all you guys leave, she's not trying to be associated with you necessarily. So she heads she hangs back. But as you guys leave, Bog Luck down on that first floor there. He is not standing near that door anymore. This first floor door. He is directing people more over here, talking to like the laborers and whatnot, kind of standing over this way, and walking by this door as you're heading, well, wherever it is that you guys are going to go next. You see that there is not. Let me just double check the notes before I say something that's wrong. There is. Okay. There is not a lock on this door either. That goes into this like warehouse room here. But it is closed at the moment. And as you guys are leaving, Ardred, the head of the group that brought you here, he kind of calls all of the guards over, including you all, down here more towards the entrance to the stable. And it's a combination of the new guards, you guys, and the guards that had been there. And he says, all right, everyone, so we will be setting off in the morning. I will be transporting, you guys know the drill, the ones who've been here for a while. I'll be transporting the old shift back to Waterdeep. We'll be back in about 2 weeks. The rest of you just follow Bog Luck's orders. He'll direct you as to your guard shifts and duties, starting tomorrow morning. For now, get your rest. It's going to be a long 2 weeks for you newbies. And you can hear some muttering and people, like the ones who'd been here for a little bit. You see them like some smiles across some of the faces of those who are going to be like finally going home. They're like, oh man, I can't wait. This is a rough gig. And Ardred also says, like, you can speak to Bog Luck for your payment for the transport.
You just said that to us?
He said it to like all you new guards, basically. Like you
all
guys
the
can,
new guards.
Yeah, talk to Bog Luck.
So we get paid now. I thought we get paid after like guarding this place for 2 weeks or something.
Well, you'll get your
we
payment.
got the caravan up.
Yeah, for the time that you Nice. I guess when you're like a new one of the first people who subs, you get a founder's badge, which I learn all kinds of new things about Twitch over here too. Yeah, so you'll get paid for the caravan trip up, and then like you'll find out, I guess, about the other payment.
You guys want to go get paid?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get paid, but I want to know what's underneath those boards. I'm just saying.
We're gonna be here for 2 weeks. I think we should.
We got time.
Find the right time.
Yeah. Let's go find Bog Luck and go get our money.
Yeah, he's at the other end of the.
Saying to be reasonable.
He's at the other end of the of this open area here. So he's like right over here, and he just finishes up talking to some of the laborers as you guys approach. And he's probably a good like nearly 7 feet tall, so he towers over you guys a little bit, but he looks over and he says, "Oh, here to get paid, are you? Follow me." Like, he's done this before, and you can tell. Like, you're not the only ones, actually. The other few who were also guarding the caravan, they kind of followed you as they saw you guys were walking over there. And so he leads you up the stairs to the 2nd floor and then down the balcony area. He doesn't really engage you as he's going, but he's looking over the courtyard and like paying attention to people as they're walking through. And then he comes over to his door. You see him unlock it. He takes that bunch of keys, picks the one that very quickly picks the one that goes to this room, unlocks the door, and he's like, "Wait here." Goes in and closes the door behind him. And so you guys are all kind of standing awkwardly with like the other guards that went with you, and they're just kind of like.
Was that the big room that's right there next to ours? Right
Yeah, this
right
one.
there?
Yep.
Okay.
Are the Wexler and what's her face here or no?
Yeah.
And are they still eyeballing the halfling?
So Issa actually didn't follow you guys there. She decided to, like, you kind of lost sight of her, actually. She didn't follow you. So after, maybe like 2 minutes, you can hear some, like, rustling and stuff going on in there. The walls are not very thick and insulated in any way, so you hear some movement, and then he opens the door, and he's got this like sack of coin, and he hands, he goes kind of like down the line here, and he just kind of like hands each of you 2 platinum each, so 20 gold essentially for the trip.
I'm gonna ask him, was there any bonus as far as that the people who killed the group that killed that giant and the troll?
He looks so he like looks at you real quick, and then he's like, "Ha ha ha! Good one, little man." And then he just
Little man?
he
Who you
does-
calling a little man? That's my boyfriend. Don't you call him no little man.
He is caught off guard by you suddenly like saying all this. He's like, he doesn't even respond and just drops the coins in your hand like this one's gonna be trouble. And then he just continues. He doesn't say it out loud, but you can see it.
DM, were we able to see which key unlocked the door?
No.
Fuck. How many keys does he have on there?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
How secure
Oh, that's 2
Fast.
numbers.
is built?
18.
18. So
Yeah.
it looks like there's about 4 keys on there. If you had asked earlier which key, you would have been able to make the roll.
How-
but
How well are they
Like-
fastened to his belt?
they are like attached to him like another appendage.
Oh, jeez. Like, what are they attached by? Can I see, like, how exactly are they attached to him? Like, they're hanging off a belt loop? Like,
Yeah. So you had gotten a pretty good look when you were
right,
checking
'cause I
out
was
that.
looking at his
but-
butt, right.
Yeah, so they're attached to his belt, but they're like on a metal ring that's attached to the belt. So it's nothing that you can cut off unless you got rid of the whole belt
Alright.
or cut the
Okay.
whole belt.
If you do that, his pants might fall.
We
Then
don't
you see
know
that
his
ass.
pants will fall.
I mean, maybe Vidania could offer her services. I mean, maybe she could surprise him, distract him.
I'm not whipping those out in front of Hasid.
I mean, I'm just
He'll
saying,
recognize
like,
them.
maybe that might be a way to loosen his belt, so to speak.
Is that a giant ring of keys, or are you just happy to see me?
I think he's
Jingle,
happy
jingle,
to see.
If anything,
you,
that should make his
obviously.
hands tighter.
I mean, you obviously get a bonus for that, Vidania. I'd give you some of my money. Just for
Well
that.
played, B.
Welcome.
Oh,
All right, so
I'm trying so hard not to just let loose with everything that I want to say. just
Why not? Just let it all
shove
go.
it.
That's what this is
Nope,
for.
just shoving it down.
No, there's no shoving this down. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Is
Let's-
the lock like a padlock on his door, or is it like a door, like a lock on like a door lock? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, it's a padlock. Like it looks like this building. So it's definitely, as I've mentioned, like an older building. The rooms don't appear to have had locks built into them. So this is definitely like a padlock that was put on after.
Along the same lines of questions, if I would have seen the keys, do all the keys look similar? Do they look different? Like, are there any distinguishing features that distinguish the keys from each other?
The keys all look different, but nothing. They look like run-of-the-mill generic.
Anything I've seen before, or like
No, just kind of
No.
generic keys.
nothing
but
I recognize? All right.
no, they're all different sizes. So
With
like
the different
maybe different
sizes?
size locks, but that's there's nothing
That's about
special
it.
about them.
All right. Okay. Nothing special about
Hey!
color. Nothing like
Nope.
anything.
No.
Nope.
Oh
Alright.
crap!
Holy crap.
Rate it.
Whoa.
Hi. Thank you.
Ah, thank you.
Thanks
Now
for
it's a
coming
body.
out.
Hey. I love a good raid.
Damn.
Hi. We're gonna have like 30 people watching all at once.
Whoa! Be funny, be funny, be funny.
We're
No pressure.
hilarious.
No pressure.
I know, I think this is like a record for us.
Yes, thank you all. Hey, Lord Nikto, thank you so much.
That's amazing.
I was watching
Thank you
Days-
so much.
Days Gone for a little bit, but
Zan 2020. Yes, that's what I'm
Man,
talking about.
2020.
That's what I'm talking about.
woo.
Whoop, whoop.
That's gotta be on a t-shirt.
Yes,
It
I was
is.
thinking about that. I was trying to come up with a good
It's got me.
a good like way to make it look on a t-shirt. Not necessarily that.
What happens next year? Is it Zan 2024?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
This-
Yeah.
Or
Every
Zan
year.
2021.
I was gonna say
2021.
is
You
every
just
single year.
Every year.
he just gets a one term.
DM,
Every year,
have we ever
year.
gone into the lore? How often are the presidents elected inside of the Sword Coast?
Well, yearly now, according to our
For you,
canon.
Zan.
Canon.
Ooh, I love all those little swords. Those are cool.
I
Oh,
thought
and
they
their
were
hands.
popsicle.
They're so cool. Oh my god, you thought they were popsicles?
Popsicle.
Better than
Oh
what
my
I
God.
thought it was.
They're delicious.
Are
Oh,
they
it's
popsicles?
Sting from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah. Nice. Alright.
I love those heart hands. Those are so cool.
Yeah, that's the pride
Oh my
the
gosh.
pride emotes
with,
that you could
with
get.
a rainbow.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I love that. That is so cool.
Welcome to Twitch, everyone. It's so much fun.
So cool. I love that. Oh, that makes me feel so happy.
You should have the pride hands.
I have them.
They're,
I've got a ton of pride.
no, I mean we all
emotes.
have them. I think.
Oh yeah, maybe we do now.
if you just look
Oh, what's
through
that one?
through all the little emojis.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. The more you watch, the more pride
Oh my
thingies you get.
gosh!
See?
Oh my gosh! It's so good.
So, so you got paid, and
Yes, exactly. Yes. Makai between the hands. Love it. Thank you, dreaded DM.
Thank you,
Yes.
Dreaded DM.
Yes.
Do we get
yes.
the impression in this place like that it's strict, like you eat, work, go to bed, or like do people linger about the areas when
wander the grounds.
yeah, like when not on duty?
So it's not necessarily strict. What you do see, and this is just the first night, and it's kind of almost like the shift change night. So the laborers all seem to be done. As the sun goes down, it gets very, very cold. So nobody really wants to be out in that open courtyard. And as the evening wears on, it's definitely down to kind of like just a rooftop guard crew. You are not on this shift. It seems like this is the last night for the people who are going to be leaving the next day. Good night, Grimoire First. I hope I said that right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. So it's gonna be kind of like a skeleton crew for the night. This is the first night that you're there, so this is the last night for the ones that were already here. They'll be leaving the next day, and they're on like a shift change. There's about like between 15 or between 12 and 15 guards from the old group, and then 12 of you came now. So there's going to be like just a shift, and it seems like there's a couple that kind of stay the whole time maybe. So, or just longer than the 2-week shifts. So for now, it gets quiet as the sun goes down. It also gets cold and miserable outside. Everyone huddles into their various rooms except for the unlucky few guards who have to make the rounds on the roof. And there seems to be like one individual who has to make the rounds on the courtyard area, but mostly is hanging out underneath on the first floor, like underneath the balcony. There isn't really much to like guard inside after they close these doors. It's mostly the rooftop guard.
So let's see. So this area here is a balcony. So we're elevated, yes?
Yeah, you're on the second floor, yeah.
Okay. And there was stairs to go up to like the kitchen area, so that's got floor.
Mm-hmm.
So then, is this dirt, the main courtyard, or is that like
Yes.
a wooden floor?
No,
Also,
it's open. It's an open courtyard.
okay. So he sleeps in his kitchen, and there's scratching and noises coming from under that particular floor.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess I can go back to the room and discuss how to get Micaiah to maybe she could turn into like a mosquito and find a hole in the floor or something.
I can turn into a badger, and badgers can burrow. I'm just saying.
Thanks for the follow, Gruel Master. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
something that we can discuss if you want to.
Yeah, let's get back to the room before we discuss anything.
All right, so you guys head back to your room. Well, you're technically sharing 2 rooms, the ones with the green. So I'll just throw you in this one. I assume you don't want to be in the one next to Bog Luck. or he may hear you.
DM, do they lock up all the doors, or there's no other locks other than those three?
Yep, the only lock that you saw was actually the lock on this guy's door.
Okay. After we
Ida?
chat, I want to go back to the stable to see if I can sleep next to the horse.
Okay.
I would
So Avedon's gonna come smelling like horse in the morning.
Great.
Nothing new there.
I'd ask Avedon if she noticed anything about the stables, anything that was off, or
Anything of note?
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. I guess that'd be the best way.
Other than the 4 stable boys. Just kidding.
Stable children.
They're
Stable
children.
boy.
Stable kids. DM, can I say no fairly, or?
Yeah, it looked, just like a regular old stable, and the horses were being well taken care of. What are you doing over there, Annie? Just taking photos?
I'm just taking a bunch of snapshots. Don't mind me. I didn't know y'all could see that.
Yeah, we get a
I
little
noticed
blue.
that
I
everyone.
wanted to make some memes.
Oh,
but, like,
no.
I didn't know y'all could
Should
see
I
it.
do a weird
I
face?
think- I think it posts it in the Snapchat, not
Oh,
the Snap, the
shit.
Skype
All right,
chat.
well, I'll take pictures of you. Hope you don't mind.
Too late.
Use it for bribery. Only funny things.
Oh yeah, no,
Just
you didn't see anything other than where the kids
Did I?
sleep and
No other doors with locks on the way or anything?
Nope.
Okay. That's all I got.
Well, we know that our new friend Gristle Pete sleeps in that area in the
Your new friend.
kitchen. The kitchen. Alright, well, you guys didn't get along, but I drank his spit ale, so he likes me. We know that where he sleeps is in that area that we were, the kitchen or eating area, and below that, there's something going on. And that seems to coincide with the room that Zan told us about. The one that seemed to be loading stuff into. Correct, Zan?
Yeah, the room under the mess area. I
Alright.
think that's definitely a point of interest, as well as Bodlock's room.
Definitely.
Perhaps we might have another solution to get into his room. Micaiah, don't you have tools that you picked up in El Terrell?
I do. I have thieves' tools.
I mean, we would have to find a time when everyone's asleep and
Yes.
he's not in his room, though. So we should probably watch, see if anyone has like set routines of when they're coming and going. That way we can try and plan how and when.
Well, Gristle
I
Pete did
would
mention.
suggest.
Gristle Pete did mention that whenever there's a delivery of any kind, that's when he hears the noises happening underneath his bedroom.
Right, and then they seem to go away, so somebody must be coming picking them up and taking them
Right,
away
but-
after so many days.
But if there was a delivery, if that only happens on deliveries, how often do deliveries happen? I mean, we just brought one today.
Right.
2 weeks.
I don't
2
know.
weeks.
Or do they just die in there?
I don't know.
My suggestion before we go breaking into any rooms would be Micaiah turn into a mouse or something very small and squishy and try to
All
find.
of a sudden you just turned Russian.
Well, it's an off night. Trying to do this accent when I'm with you and do a Sean Connery when I'm in public. I'm starting to get confused. I'm losing it. I'm tired.
Yeah, I
Final
mean,
boss.
You
I'm
kind of
saying
morphed
that-
into Arnold there at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Micaiah should turn into a mouse Find a way into the floor. Find what's making that noise until I can get to the chopper.
Yes, get to the chopper.
Oh,
Let's get to
God.
the chopper.
You can let us know what you find by going You know what it means.
I mean, I agree with Ernie. Actually, I mean, I say I turn into something small, like a mouse or something. Just do some recognizance and, like, maybe not try to take nothing, do nothing. Just try to just see what's happening, and then report back.
Do it.
Sure.
Y'all think?
Yeah,
I think
2
wait.
weeks apparently.
So you're doing that tonight?
I mean, I don't see any reason why not. Just to do a little recognizance.
All right.
It's fresh.
And that guy is a half orc. Is that what he is?
Yes.
Damn.
Yep. All right. So the rest of you are all getting ready to go sleep in your respective room. How are you guys divvying up your sleeping quarters? You've got these 2 rooms to yourselves. There are 4 bunks, so you could do 3 and 3, or you can.
Abaddon's with her horse.
Oh yeah, Abaddon's with her horse. Yes.
I already claimed
totally
the bump.
heard Abaddon is with her whore.
They're
Anyway,
children.
They're
It's
children.
not
Children
it's
alone.
nothing in the entire
I'm like,
session
who's
except
in there?
Abaddon's with her horse.
So Abaddon, actually, as you head down to
Oh,
your.
wait. Do we know? Sorry.
No, good.
What time is? What kind of doing this, or like when is this happening? Because if I'm gonna go downstairs,
I mean, I would assume in like the dead of night.
well, we should know
she should
so
go.
that if you can't get back or if something happens, then we know how to get you out, or at least know if you got switched.
Would probably be Vidania, right? So maybe she could wait up.
Or else.
Perhaps, or Zan could wait up till I get back. Just make sure I'm safe.
Done.
All right. You gonna wait for me, Danya? All right. I
I'll
love
wait
you.
for you.
I
I
do
love
love
you
you.
too.
All right.
DM,
You got my back.
DM, does she have to go as a mouse from, like, are there floorboards? No, she has to travel quite a way,
What is she? Why?
like down the stairs.
Well,
Sorry.
somebody could bring me to a certain point. Like, that's what I think. Someone could stealthily bring me to perhaps a certain point and maybe drop me off, or.
You don't even need to be
Mice can
stealthy.
travel pretty far.
Abaddon's already going to the stables. If you go
Right.
down to the stables, mice and rats are in stables. That's what they do.
Yeah,
So if she can get you to the wall, maybe you can find a
just-
little crack or a hole in that back wall.
you could like hang on to her shoe and just kind of jump off when you see an opening as
Stuart
she's walking
Little's
by.
style.
That sounds solid. All right.
All right. So you're switching. You're
Right.
This is
changing?
adorable.
Yep. I'm wild shaping into a tiny mouse.
But this is pretty early in the evening, right? So he might not be asleep yet.
We can fast forward to whenever you guys are ready. I mean, so the night is wearing on. It's getting dark. It's getting cold. You notice right when the sun starts to go down. So probably about 7 o'clock. The guard shift starts. There are a few guards who are welcome back, baby.
Baby.
There are some guards who are stuck. I see you roll the one. Hooty hoo.
Oh my god. All right.
So you see, you start to see that the guards are doing their shift change. It's cold. Nobody wants to be outside. Every once in a while, they're not guarding against people who are inside. If that makes sense. They're not you're not allowed to walk around. Nobody wants to be walking around. So you would definitely be noticed as you're walking to to the stable, but not in a like, hey, what are you doing here kind of thing. Like it's a everybody knows who's here and why you're here. So we can say like as the night wears on, it's like 11, 12 when you decide to move down or whenever you decide. Hey, a second raid! Oh my god! Hi,
my
Mark
God.
Knight.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Great to see you.
Thank you, Mark Knight. Appreciation.
We're gonna say
All right.
Happy Pride forever. I'm not having her change what she's saying.
Yeah.
Great
That's
to see
what
you
I'm
guys.
saying.
Thank you. So you, so it's like midnight-ish, and you head out of the room and down the steps. Are you looking for anything in particular, Micaiah? You're looking out.
I mean, I'm looking out for any crevice, crack, anything I look like I can fit my little tiny mouse body into.
Okay. I am going to say make a perception check.
All right. Would my perception be the same, or does it change when I become a mouse?
I think with wild shape, it should tell you. It's whatever like the mouse stats are.
All right.
Like you
So
probably.
where exactly is she?
I mean, I rolled a base of 15, so it would just be plus whatever.
Yeah, let's see real quick. So D&D.
See what it is. Yeah.
Stats.
Sorry, I should have had that
That's fine.
ready.
I think Wild Shape she keeps her stats.
Yeah. So you get advantage. No, that's on smell.
Oh, she can sniff me out at least when she's done.
Yeah, we'll go with rat stats because I don't
Rat,
see a
okay.
mouse.
Oh. Micaiah, stay a rat.
Forever and ever. So your perception is, what is that based off of? That's
Based off of wisdom,
Okay, yeah,
which
it's
is
a
a plus 0,
plus
so
0, yeah.
15. I guess if we're going by that, it'd be
Yeah.
15. That's what I rolled. So
okay. Yeah. So you, as you're walking down the steps, you're keeping an eye out. You do have dark vision for 30 feet as a mouse as well. So you get closer, and Abaddon, as you're walking down, you notice that the guard who is now on this first floor here, kind of trying to just brace against the cold, so is like kind of near the steps as you walk down these stairs over here. Just looks up and sees you, but doesn't, make any movement. Any kind of like shock of seeing you would have worn off a while ago. So as you're walking down past this area to head into the stables, Micaiah, you see a little, like, these are some benches here, and you see a little like crack of light over here in this corner, and you jump off of her foot and head in that direction. I just need you to make a stealth check for me. Abaddon, you continue down into the stables. As you kind of like shift the heavy doors open, you see like one of the kids like sits up from over in like this back corner here and kind of peers out from around the thing, but sees that it's just you, then like goes back in.
I rolled a 17 stealth.
So you like skitter across the floor and squeeze into this like small crack in the wall there between these benches, and you find yourself in this pretty packed warehouse room. While I don't have all of the crates and stuff, it's much more filled than the picture represents at the moment. And there's just like crates and barrels, sacks, and some of which you recognize from being as part of your caravan, and then a bunch that it looks like they've just kind of been here for a little bit. There's like a little layer of dust and whatnot on some of them. What are you doing?
Can I smell anything in particular? Any type of smell? Rats have keen sense of smell. Is there anything I can smell in particular?
You get a pretty heavy scent of the stables that are right next door. You can make another perception check with advantage. Just sniff around.
All right, so 15.
15. So as you're sniffing around, you get the scent of some of the crates and barrels seem to have some food in them. And as you get closer to this door up here, you start to smell something like earthy. It's a faint smell, but it's not quite the stables. It's not the food. It smells more like that like waft of swamp water that you got when you guys were walking on your way to the Carnath Roadhouse. Just this like faint smell coming from underneath that door and in that direction. Looking up at the door, you can see that there is another one of those padlock type locks hanging on the door handle there, and this door appears to be locked.
Is there enough space under the door for me to squeeze underneath?
Make an investigation check.
I roll a 17. What would a rat have? Would they have anything plus or no?
No, there's nothing.
All right.
Plus. It was a 17?
All right. Yeah.
So as you're like scooting around, looking underneath and trying to find a space, you do find just this very, very tight squeeze for a mouse, and you shimmy underneath. And I need you to make a stealth check.
All right. 16.
Okay. So you shimmy underneath and you find yourself in a smaller room, a smaller storeroom that has crates and barrels similar to the ones that you saw in the room behind you. But this time, as you get closer, you can see a marking in what appears to be, hold on, let me look at my notes again. Where is it? Oh, you see like what appears to be this like red just smear on the side of each of the crates and barrels and everything that's in this room. It has like a very distinct mark on it.
Does the smear smell like anything? Does it smell like blood? Does it smell?
No, as you get closer,
Or it's
it
just
doesn't.
like paint?
Yeah, it's just kind of like almost like a handmade kind of ink smear.
All right. Is there anything
Schmear.
else distinguishable in the room that I can see from where I'm at?
Nope. Looking around, you get the smell that you picked up as you're scooting around and moving through the crates and barrels and everything. You come over to the southeast corner of the room, and the smell is like much stronger right over, but there's a crate like in your way and you can't really see anything past it.
Do I hear anything? Because I remember like him saying he heard like the little critters. Do I hear any like scratches or
At the moment,
noises?
you don't hear anything at the moment.
But that
Right now,
smell is
you are.
strongest in that other corner.
Yeah,
Like,
so as you're standing there at this corner, you get like a stronger smell of like the swamp coming from like underneath this crate.
all right. So I'm gonna kind of make my way back to the group, hopefully stealthily. I'm assuming I need a roll again for that. Right. Please. I got a 9.
You don't want to come and nap with me?
Yeah, I kind of do. I want to find Abby and go nap.
Okay.
And I got a 9 though, so I don't know how great that is.
Better get that quick, Abaddon, before those starving 4 little gremlin children find her. Try to eat her.
So actually, as you're attempting to leave the room,
Oh no.
you start to hear some sounds coming from over in that direction, where the southeast corner of that room. Are you still gonna leave?
Nope. I'm gonna pause as soon as I see hear the sounds. And have I ever heard any sound like this before?
It just sounds like movement coming from underneath the crate there. So as you pause and like kind of stay still, you see the crate lifts up, kind of like it's on very clearly like a trap door that kind of lifts up, but the crate stays on, like it's nailed down on there. And emerging from the trap door, you see a humanoid with a long snout, and that heavy swamp smell just kind of like fills the room at that moment. Long tail, scaly skin, and you recognize immediately as
It's a lizard
several
thingy, is
several lizard folk step up out of the trap door,
shit.
and one of them sees you there and is like, "Ah!" And you speak Draconic, right?
Yes, I do.
And it's like, "Ooh, a rat!" And it goes to like grab. Ooh, a rat! Goes to grab you.
Shit.
I need you to make a. Actually, hold on. Let me roll this.
Motherfucker.
Sorry.
Technical question: if she gets swallowed whole by one of these things and then wild shapes back into her human form, would she just explode out?
Thing.
That's a very
I was kind of
legitimate
wondering
question.
the same thing. That's like
Yes.
a legit question.
Because that is probably the badass way to kill anything.
Yeah. Now,
just wait till you're in its stomach and just at the last second just.
So
Just
I'm
go bursting out of it.
gonna have you make a dexterity save
oh shit.
as it tries to grab you.
Alright, 15 base. Do I get any plus dex? Nope, plus dex, so 15. Thumbs
So
up.
as it goes to grab you, you're able to like skitter out of the way. But what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? It goes to grab you, you get out of the way. Are you staying in the room? Are you?
No, I'm running the hell out underneath that hole I came in.
All right. Make another dexterity save for me as it goes to try to grab you one more time as you're squeezing underneath the crack.
Come on. Come on, magic dice. You love me. 18, it lost me.
Yeah, so you feel like the air rush past your little mousy tail as it kind of like goes to grab you, and its hand slams into the bottom of the door frame there, and you skirt underneath and are able to get out from the room.
Thank Lord Nicto. My God, thought I pricked you, Lord Nito. Thank you.
It worked. It worked.
It worked.
Micaiah, you're okay.
Oh, thank God.
And then you rush through the warehouse room, and are you headed towards Abaddon?
Headed towards Abby. I'm right to her arms.
Okay, so you
Abby, I'm running
scoot
to it.
underneath
I'm running to it.
Abaddon as you're lying there. You see the little mouse run over and breathing like
Like
in
my
your
heart's beating
arms,
so
like in
fast
your
right now.
hands.
You know, like a little rat hopping. Make me feel better.
And that's actually where we'll stop because I know it's like past 11 and we're supposed to stop at 10:30 for everybody.
It's just so much fun.
But yeah, we'll pick up not this Saturday. We're gonna be doing a one shot on Saturday for everybody who's watching. Thank you so much. Please follow. We hit our 100 follower mark, so we are going to be doing our giveaway on Saturday. It is
Dean, my favorite listener. I love you. Oh my gosh, I love you.
Yes, he is wonderful, and the channel is wonderful, and I am glad that they do their.
Thank you.
Luckily, they're in Australia, so in the morning I get to watch as I'm getting ready for. Thank you so much, baby punching tacos. Thank you,
guys. Thank you so much. It's inspiration, yes.
So we will be doing a one shot on Saturday with Erdnot, who will be DMing, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, he's very nervous, so any love that you want to send his way, he's scared, he's so afraid, he's terrified. I have to hear about it all day. So he's
I'm only bitching about not making it as good as the way you do it.
no, it's everybody's got the different style.
Nothing is gonna be like Izzy's.
And I've been spending a lot of time on this, so anyway. So that'll be fun. It'll be me, Arik, and Zan, who are playing players, and Erdnot DMing, while the ladies, Vidania, Micaiah, and Abaddon all go camping. Not necessarily together, but all at the same time. It works out, actually.
Yeah. All in Vermont too. Who would have thought?
Oh yeah. So.
Thanks, Edit DM.
That's right.
I do got it.
You got it.
Yeah, no, he's got it.
He's got to spend the next several days making sure that.
Oh, I love all the Micaiah winks. Thank you so much. I love it.
So we'll on Saturday we will do our giveaway for 100 followers. You just have to be a follower or a subscriber to enter to win, and you just gotta. I think you have to be watching too, the way the giveaways usually work. So we'll see. Maybe I can enter people on their own by myself. But this is only our second giveaway.
Didn't you do that last time? Did
No.
you enter like a last minute person or something?
I don't remember. We'll do the best we can. But we'll be back on Saturday 9 p.m. Eastern. I will also be guest playing on Thursday morning Eastern time, 6 a.m. On Raging Rolls this Thursday. We're going to be doing a one shot there, and so the giveaway is like you do like raffle or something through Streamlabs. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, and then we do have our July giveaway. That's a separate one where we're giving away some merch to just somebody at the end of the month. But I'll be on Raging Rolls on Thursday, 8 p.m. I think Australian time. What else am I saying? I don't want to forget to raid. I remembered to raid. I remembered, especially because we got 24 people to go with, and that will be wonderful. That's exciting. Anybody have anything else? Did I forget something?
No, I don't think so.
You got it.
I don't think
All right.
so.
I'm going to find happy camping to you guys. I'm jealous.
Aw, thank you.
Maybe we'll get to go camping in our backyard or something at some point. All right, so we'll switch over. Oh crap! Hold on. Might have screwed myself up. Okay, so I see Party Wipe Games is playing. Did we do that the other day? Did we? Yeah, we rated them recently. TPK Roleplay. The Cantrip. I know they're playing. I don't know if anybody has any suggestions that they want to go raid. Good night.
I don't Twitch enough
Baby.
to know.
I know.
Oh.
Alright, so how about we've got TPK roleplay. Let's do them. I think we rated them before, but that's fine. The smaller channels.
It's a good name though.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll switch over to our exit screen. Thank you again so much for watching. Let's raid TPK roleplay, and if you've got our emotes, our Mickey Winks and our Happy Dice or whatever it is that we have, please feel free to spam them because I'm pretty sure that's what you do. So thank you. We'll see you on Saturday, and yeah, raid. Let's raid.
All right, thanks everybody.